I've lost my home, and I have at least 30 friends who've lost their home.
My mom and dad and siblings live right up the street. They lost their entire lives and their home.
My parents are born and raised from Pasadena. They lived in Altadena. They had their house for about 25 years. When they got the call, they thought that they were able to go back and get their things, and that wasn't the case.
Back in, the 50s and 60s, Altadena was one of the areas, the only areas that middle-class black families were allowed to purchase.
The service workers that were African American that lived in Pasadena wasn't allowed to purchase their home there. They were only allowed to purchase in Altadena. So all of the African Americans from Pasadena that were working nestled into the hills. And so it has always been a large African American community, and this is a devastating loss for us.
80% of the black families in Altadena are homeowners.
A lot of our families fled from the racist South, Alabama, Mississippi, back in the 70s and 60s and 50s. So this was like, this was like a safe haven where we could actually get a piece of land and try to, function and raise a family.
Altadena has a lot of generational wealth. It's grandparents that left homes to the parents, left homes to the kids.
I came to Altadena about 40 years ago and started painting. And then 38 years ago I bought my house, which is up the street there a little ways, which was up the street. I own my own home, and I was going to leave it to my children. And because I lived here, my daughter bought her home here.
My parents actually moved here in the 80s from Missouri. My parents worked hard to be able to purchase, property, which I said is, very difficult for us. But just the rich history in Altadena.
My father met my mother here, and they met in the 40s. My mother's from Ohio, and my father's from Shreveport, Louisiana, and this is where they've been and serve.
A lot of homeowners, beautiful city, beautiful people, our community, our family, people that we care about.
Growing up, it was a large place for small business owners that were owned by African Americans, something I took pride in my entire life. All of my educators, the dentists, the pharmacists, the beauty supply store, the gas station, the restaurants, the trash company, all of these were black-owned businesses.
Altadena and Pasadena has been victims of gentrification before this fire. The black population has depleted. Now it's like a fraction of what it used to be in the 80s and 90s when I was growing up. So on top of that, for this fire to happen, and even the only people left who did own their homes, to lose them, it's sad.
We're not just about black people. Please don't get us wrong. We're very diverse. We're for all people. All people are humans. Everyone that have been coming out here have been different races. We all are here. I don't care if you had a mansion or you had a small home. It does not matter. We love you. We're here with you, and we're going to build with you.
It's not like we want to make it all black or anything like that, but one of the things that makes it so special is that you do have a diverse population.
Our grandmothers and stuff bought their house for like $16,500 back in the 70s and stuff. Now it costs like $900,000 to get a house in this area. So, a blue collar worker is not going to be able to afford that.
A lot of my friends are urging each other to not sell, keep your generational wealth, hold on to your property, try to rebuild the community. And I'm hoping that's what it's going to be, because a lot of these families know each other. A lot of these kids have grown up with each other.
We were born and raised here. It's not for sale. We're not giving up on our community. We're not selling and moving out. No, we're rebuilding. We're rebuilding, and we're going to rebuild it bigger and better. And you're still going to see us, and we're still going to be here. So we're not selling, so we're not even taking offers. We are still here, and we're going to rebuild.
I think what's most shocking is the lack of respect for our loss, and to have people approach you when we're still looking for elders in the community. To have people approach you to ask you to purchase your property just shows you that we're in a bad place as a nation. when in the middle of calamity, the first thing you're thinking about is your capital gain. So I just hope that this is just a moment for my community to rebuild, remember what community is about, and then maybe as a country we can get on board, and that is my hope and desire for the aftermath of what we just experienced.
It's always somebody who falls through the cracks and gets taken advantage of by an insurance company or, by, some predatory real estate people, and a lot of these people got their house passed down to them from their great grandmothers.
What is your vision for Altadena?
That no one loses what they've had in terms of their property, that we're all able to rebuild and get back to the beautiful Altadena. I'm 57 years old, so I'm hoping that it returns to a place that I can remember while I can.
It'll come back. I'm confident that it will. There are a lot of people that love this place enough to work to bring it back. And so that's what I want to do.